Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Science and Stuff podcast. I am your host, as always, Joseph Nowak. With me, my co-host, Ethan Vargas. How's it going?
Hello, everyone. I'm good. How are you, Joe?
And I'm doing pretty swell. And then, as always, our stupendous moderator, Mr. Rugg.
Why we just say moderator?
We stupendous here. So today, if you have been on the internet for a while, you would maybe recall that a couple years ago there was this site that was going around on YouTube called Akinator. Now, what Akinator is this highly advanced algorithm that is used to basically, if you've ever played 20 questions before, where you would someone comes up with this random object or a person, and then another person asks you 20 yes or no questions to try and figure out what it is. So this is a super advanced algorithm that basically does just that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try a couple of rounds, see if it can guess what we're thinking, and then talk about a little bit of the, what goes into these algorithms and what, how do they get such like precise answers. So I'm going to share my screen. I don't know if at home you'll be able to see it, but there it is. Okay. Bam. Okay. So I'm gonna go. I think we'll probably stick with people. I think that's usually like the best one. Who wants to start? Who has like a person, maybe either obscure, popular, that they want
Could
to?
it be a real person? Or does it have to be fictional?
It can be fictional or real.
Okay. I think I could start.
Okay.
So,
You don't have to say it out loud,
yeah.
but you can. I'll for all the people listening on audio. I don't know if we're gonna show this, but I'll read out all the questions so you know what it's asking. And then it asks you a question, and then you have to either answer yes, no, I don't know, probably, or not probably.
Okay.
So we'll start. Is your character a famous YouTuber?
No.
No. Is your character a girl?
No.
This is fun because the listeners get to like think along and try to outsmart
Yeah.
the Akinator.
Yeah. That's what we try all the time because they have this on Amazon Alexa.
Okay.
So what we do is like during dinners, we'll have it like one person is doing it, and then the rest of us has to try and guess it before Akinator.
Okay. So Ethan, really quickly, what were the questions that you already answered?
Are they a famous YouTuber? And then, is it a girl?
Okay.
They're both no.
And they were both no. I'm shocked that the Akinator starts with, "Are they a famous YouTuber?"
Yeah,
That's the first
honestly.
question. But okay, so
Yeah.
not a famous YouTuber, not a girl. Carry on.
Has your character
Yeah,
really
they do.
existed?
Yeah,
They have?
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does your character personally know you?
No.
Okay. Does your character create music?
Yeah.
It does? Okay.
Yeah.
Does your character live in South Korea?
No.
Oh, it's not BTS.
Is your character black?
No.
Okay. Is your character Indian?
No.
Does your character have any kids?
It's also no.
Ooh, has your character been in a member of a famous band?
No. Not really. No.
Okay. Is your character a rapper?
I don't think he'd be considered a rapper. So I don't think. I think it'd be no. I mean, you could say probably not. Yeah.
Probably not. Okay. Does your character have tattoos?
Should I look it up? I'm not sure.
Sure. We want accuracy here.
I think you could say I don't know, and the Akinator should still have to get it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess.
You could say don't know.
Okay. Does your character sing on a stage?
Yeah, he does. They do.
Ooh.
Okay. Interesting question. Is your character only famous under a nickname?
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Is your character a native Spanish speaker?
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Is your character played in Ocean's 13?
No.
Does your character have the name of an animal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your character a well-known cheerleader?
No.
That's an odd question.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for 18. Yeah.
Does your character review virtual reality?
No.
Is your character from Heathers?
No.
Is your character from Animation versus Animator?
No.
Wait a second. How many questions is this, Akinator? I thought this was 20.
Yeah, that's what I guess it sometimes goes a little over.
Oh, that seems unfair, but carry
Yeah.
on, Akinator.
Is your character linked to Nicki Minaj?
No.
Interesting. Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Bad Bunny?
Wow.
Yeah. That's
Joe,
crazy.
Joe, when did you think of Bad Bunny? Because I beat
I-
the Akinator.
I did not. I wasn't.
Okay.
I didn't get that at all.
I think once I think once you said that they are better known as a nickname, and then I think the next question was something like, is your character of what, Spanish descent or
Spanish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
native
Spanish speaking?
Yeah.
Then I was like, well, it's got to be Bad Bunny, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's
Okay.
just because I am limited in my knowledge. But
Yeah. Honestly, I forgot this guy existed, but nice to remember him.
okay,
So yeah, that's right. And if you didn't know, at the end, for all the people who can't see this, it asked, "Did you get this correctly? Yes or no?" And I believe if you get it wrong, I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but you upload a photo of the image you were thinking about, and then you type it in. So it adds to the database, which we'll kind of talk about a little bit about later. Mr. Rogg, do you have a person that you would like to guess?
yeah, I got one.
Okay. Is your character gender female?
No,
Has your character recorded any albums?
no,
Is your character from YouTube?
no,
One, is your character older than 20?
yes.
I guess it knows its target audience, so it assumes a lot of people would be thinking about YouTubers.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Pretty smart.
Does your character have any kids?
Does your character have any kids? Sorry.
I'm gonna go probably not. I'm pretty sure they don't, but I guess I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Does your character die?
Yes.
Oh.
No.
Is your character bad?
Oh,
Bad is so
Um,
subjective.
right. No. We'll go
Okay.
no.
Is your character a citizen of the United States?
No.
Is your character European?
Yes.
Does your character have a job linked with arts?
No.
Is your character a scientist?
Yes.
Oh. Is your character linked with apples? He's given an expression of disbelief right now.
Unbelievable, Akinator. Yes, my character is. Well, technically no, but in terms of folklore, I gotta go yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does your character have a job in the current day?
Sure. Yeah,
think
he had a
he-
job.
I assume he's probably like a professor.
Yeah.
Sir Isaac Newton. Was
Yeah,
that correct?
Akinator. Thanks for getting it in
Yeah.
13 questions. It was Sir Isaac Newton. That's right.
So I think 20 is about the average. I would say, like, sometimes if it's a more popular person, he usually guesses it a lot faster.
Sure.
If
Yeah, I
it's
was a
someone
little
more
worried that it was
obscure.
too popular of a scientist, but impressive, Akinator. Well done.
Yeah. No, I got to come up with something.
That's right. And hopefully it is obscure.
Yeah.
Right? I think Bad Bunny was pretty good. And it took what, 23 turns to get Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was one I did. Wild.
Well, don't do it again because won't it know by then?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Like, it records all your answers, so it'd actually be able to probably figure it out again.
Mhm.
maybe we should play around. We just click randomly and see who we get. Maybe.
We'll do
Where
that
we don't
after.
have one in mind and we just randomly answer
Yeah.
questions.
Just see what it gets. Okay.
Joe, do you have one?
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
got one.
We'll do that then.
Okay. Does your character have a gaming channel? No.
Again, a weird first
Yeah.
question.
Character. Okay.
It's from
Oh.
anime.
That was a good guess right
So,
off the bat.
so for the listener, I don't know if this came through. The question was, is your character from Japanese anime? And
So,
Joe said yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that
what
was-
a wild guess by
that
the
was.
Akinator. That
I don't know. Okay. Is your character black? Is your character black haired? No. Is your character a high school student? No. Is your character an adult man? No. Is your character a male? I don't know. I'm not entirely. I think maybe, possibly.
Hmm.
Does your character fight with a sword? No. Is your character short? No. Is your character a Pokemon? No. Does your character have a tail? No. Does your character have hair? No. Does your character stand on two legs? Oh, I don't think so. Probably not. Does your character appear in one more episode? No. Is your character an avatar? No. Is your character from Pokemon? No clue what that is. Assume not. Is your character a Gen 8 Pokemon? I don't know what's the focus on Pokemon here.
Yeah, so click. You can answer, but I want to pause real quick because didn't Akinator already ask, "Is your character a Pokemon?"
Yeah.
Didn't I? Yeah.
Like, is the Akinator just checking to see if you were lying?
Yeah.
Like, are you
does
sure?
This, it does this a lot. I remember when we would play on like Alexa again, one of the funniest things would be like, does it have kids? And it would ask the same question like 5 times.
Interesting.
I don't know what's the purpose about that, but possibly like maybe like some people end up going back on their answers, and so that can
Maybe.
help it. But yeah, that's odd. Is your character Gen 8 Pokemon? No. Has your character dated one of the main characters? No. Is your character a monster? Yes. Is your character bigger than your house? No. Has your character been in a movie? Yes. Is your character from Spirited Away? Yes. Yep. Okay. No, it's No Face from Spirited Away.
Dang.
Got it
Dang.
in what, 20, 21 questions?
About that 22 maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you guys realize that this thing it's pretty smart, and honestly, it's probably gotten smarter and smarter every time people have played it, just because it keeps on adding more to its database.
Yeah.
But how does it work? So I don't know if you guys read the articles, but it's something that I think that really caught my eye was this. They talked about like binary. I forget exactly what the term, but the way that they break it down based on binary data. If you do like 2 to the 20th power, right? That's about how many different options you could probably get from actually no, I'm pricing this, but like you're answering like about 20 yes or no questions, and the amount of different options you can get based off those different questions like varies like extremely greatly, to like the point where there's a ton of different different things that like can match with each one.
so just to jump in real quick, just to give us the actual number on it, because I'm looking at the article.
Okay.
Right, it says with 20 questions, you are able to narrow it down to 1 from what you said, around 2 to the 20th, which is a little over 1 million possibilities.
Yeah.
So in the course, basically what you're saying is in the course of asking those 20 binary questions, you can narrow down from about 1 million choices to a solid guess.
Yeah. And then a lot of what these things have is they have kind of like this binary, or like there isn't like a clear description on what exactly it does, but a lot of people have like theorized And one of the ones I thought was pretty interesting is that they had this like tag or binary tag that's made up of a bunch of different, like a 2, 1, 0, each correlating to yes, no on different questions. And it can base off like, what the answers they get in these, and it can align it closer to each one of the tags every time.
So when you are so what you're saying is when you are taking for example, a person, right? What you are saying is you are creating sort of a series of binary numbers, right? A binary code for each one of a number of questions, right? So if we think of each, like character having, for example, 20 traits that the Akinator is identifying, right? And for that person, you say either yes or no, right? Then you are creating a 20-bit binary code for that character, so that the Akinator, if we're thinking about it mathematically, basically comes down to, well, this character is 110011110011, which I have created for my answering, so it has to be No-Face Ganashi.
Yeah. And the way that they usually get these, because every time that you play against it, it keeps on recording all the different answers. So I'm guessing it probably edits it a couple of times too. If like people get like vaguely similar and they guess about the same one, then it can get closer and closer to like the actual tag that more people would guess.
So
same thing.
Go
it's
ahead,
kind of
Ethan.
like AI in a sense then, because it does learn from its mistakes and all its input. So it
Yeah.
is kind of AI. So that's really cool too.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal the screen here, Joe, just because, as I mentioned before we started recording, can we see this? Can we see my screen?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is something I was not familiar with the Akinator. I did not know that this was an internet thing that happened a couple years ago, just because I'm out of touch with things, right? But I will say in the early 2000s, this was a thing, not on the internet, but it was a game called 20Q, and you had it was, as you can see, it's just like an orb or a ball. For our listeners, just go on Amazon and look up Radica 20Q. And you'll find it. You'll see what I'm talking about. And it has the buttons that the Akinator had, right? You think of something, and then it starts cycling through, and you click yes or no, or sometimes are unknown. And based on that, 20Q would guess what it was you were thinking of. And I will say that it had a pretty good success rate from what I saw.
Yeah.
Did I see it stumped? Yes. Did I see it stumped multiple times? Sure, absolutely. Right. But it was still pretty impressive, and I got to think that it ran off sort of a similar algorithm.
Yeah. You probably got to think too that like even just like this one that was like pretty close on most of them, and then you compare it to Akinator that's like every time people play it, it's currently like changing changing a lot of its different paths and stuff.
Well, and I think I think the Akinator has two clear advantages over 20Q. One is that apparently, which we didn't know, it had the ability to ask more than 20 questions.
Yeah.
I believe if 20Q was wrong, I think it went on for maybe a couple more, maybe like 5 more, and then it would stop. I gotta wonder how long Akinator could, I guess, go on as many questions as it needed to, right?
Yeah. I think, sorry, I'm just like talking from, because I've played a lot. I think there's sometimes where, we really want to guess it. So you say, is this it? No. And it'll keep on going. I mean, we've had probably sometimes up to like 40. But I think by the time you get to there, it's gone like, it's usually so far off the path because based off like a few questions that, it's really hard to recover from that, which is probably why it asks some of the questions again, which is because like if you answered one of them wrong, it probably sets you on a different, completely set of questions. But if you were to, realign with one of those, you'd probably ask you different questions to help it hopefully get back to like where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Now the second advantage that I think Akinator has is 20Q. Obviously, you would buy it, right? It's a thing. It is finite. Everything has been programmed into it that it can. I think the advantage and the cool thing that I like about this is, Ethan, maybe you can talk to this a little bit. Joe alluded to, it asks if it got it right or not. and you can click no, right? Ethan, what is like the feature that the Akinator has that if it does not get it right, what are you supposed to do?
Well, yeah, you're supposed to kind of correct them, tell them what you're thinking about, and you, like Joe said, you upload a picture of this person or character, and you write like their name, and maybe I don't know, like I haven't gotten wrong in this, so I don't know exactly what you have to do afterwards, but that's about it. And then it collects this data so that someone else who maybe asks thinks of the same person you were, and if they answer the same question similar to you, the Akinator will probably suggest the person that you're thinking of. So it does learn from itself, which is very smart and cool.
Yeah, it learns, and it has an ever-growing database, which
Mhm.
I think is, to me, what is the very cool feature about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I've heard some. I had actually something that was very similar to 20Q. Now that I think about it, except it was a holocron, and it was specifically for Star Wars people. Now, if you like condense all the people from 20Q and just replace them all with Star Wars, I think like the accuracy that that one had was like crazy. Like there were probably, I remember maybe 1 or 2 times like we got it wrong, and it was like doing like the same person because like there was one that wasn't in the program. But even if like we're starting from like just playing characters, like there's nothing we really know about it. But if you were to even like give any of these algorithms a head start, like sometimes maybe you have to like give in like a name or maybe like age, date range, are they fictional or not? Like every time you answer one of those, like I mean it greatly like decreases the amount that it has to search for by a lot.
Mhm. Sure.
Yeah. So I know we were thinking about maybe we could try and see what the random answers do. I don't know if you want
We could
to
do
see
that.
if
Yeah.
that see how that works and see if what that has. So and we might be screwing up the algorithm a little bit just because but so is your character a female? Let's say yes. Yeah,
Yeah. We
sure.
haven't had a female on this yet.
Or we'll just say yes for every single one, see what it gives us.
Yeah.
Is your
We'll see how
character
fast.
Indian?
Maybe it'll get
Indian.
it like in a few questions. Maybe.
Yeah, character. Is your character Indian? Yes. Is your character married? Yes. Is your character from a Valve game? Yes. That's awfully okay. Interesting question right there. Is your character linked with game theorists?
The game theorists. I don't know.
Yes. Does your character tell jokes? I guess so. Does your character have a long nose? Sure. Does your character personally know you? Yeah. Is your character a girl? Yes. Well, they asked the girl again. See, they're asking the girl question again. That was probably one of its like, okay, I have no clue what you're talking about. Maybe you answered one of these wrong
Yeah.
kind of questions. Has your character ever created a song? Yes.
Who is that?
Okay, we have gone some random anime girl. Apparently. Interesting. So apparently
How many questions was it? I had to step away for a second.
like wasn't it like
10. It was like 12
Yeah.
or something.
10 or something. But apparently this is didn't it ask if it was Indian too?
I guess. Yeah. They did. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Strange.
Yeah. Interesting that yeah. I want to see if I can refresh it. I don't want this to go in the algorithm.
Maybe
Everyone-
that's why it asks some questions again, because maybe it will disregard answers if there is a large quantity of things leaning towards, right? If you have like 16 indicators pointing towards one thing and one of the answers contradicts it, maybe that's why they ask it again. Like, mate, are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the coolest thing. I've never would have thought it would have like this, like, I don't know, autocorrect feature. That's the thing. That's probably the thing that's the most surprising to me, because I think to have that, you also need to kind of have like a map of all these different, like, how the questions flow from one another as well. Which I think if you think about that, how large it has to be based off like how many different things are in the database is huge.
Yeah.
Well, I think that unless anyone else has anything they want to add in, I think that about sums up the podcast today. So thank you everyone for listening. Actually, there was a comment on one of our previous videos. It said "Go Dons" by Will Kaporis. Thank you, Will Kaporis. Make sure to comment on one of our podcast videos if you want a shout out in the next one. So thank you everyone for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.